Okay, my dear Kanvi, till she managed to share the screen, you can start your moderation. We are live.
Thank you, Miss Tahmina.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's perfectly visible. Thank you, Miss Ateeiba. Now we'll go live.
Should I start?
No, dear. I'll call out your name and then we can. You can stop your screen sharing till then. Thank you.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't hear you. Should I stop sharing?
Yes, dear.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, Good day and heartfelt greetings to everyone joining across boards. And good day and heartfelt greetings to everyone joining us across borders and time zones. On behalf of Women Ascension, it is my honor to welcome you today to, to today's community outreach panel talk on healing voices, sharing our stories. Healing voices and sharing our stories is more than just a conversation. It is a collective journey. At its heart, this gathering is about honoring the power of storytelling as a tool for healing, connection, and transformation. Every voice carries a story, and every story holds wisdom. When we share our lived experiences of resilience, of loss, of hope, of recovery, we create bridges of understanding. We remind one another that healing is not a solitary path, but a shared process where silence, tears, laughter all have their place. This dialogue invites us to listen deeply, to hold space for one another, and to recognize that vulnerability is not weakness, but courage. By speaking our truth, we not only reclaim our own narratives, but also inspire others to rise, to heal, and to lead. Today, we affirm your voice matters. Your story is powerful. Healing is possible, and it happens in community. This session is a tribute to the transformative power of storytelling, a space where lived experiences become bridges of empathy, resilience, and collective strength. As we gather under the guiding light of SDG 3, good health and well being, SDG 5, gender equality, and SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions, we recognize that healing is not a solitary journey. It is nurtured in communities, in courage, and in the voice that dare to speak the truth. And it is my privilege to be the moderator for this impactful discussion on healing. I am Ms. Kanvi, a postgraduate in microbiology honors from Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana, Punjab, India. I'm also a, I also act as an active member and country representative for my country, India, and also the assistant head for the Community Outreach Department for 1 Million Leadership Fellowship Program. I would like to introduce Women Ascension for the new joiners. Women Ascension is a movement rooted in purpose. That is, it is a global initiative built on the belief that empowered women can transform communities, industries, and futures. With the presence in over 134 countries and multidisciplinary structures spanning 10 departments, from STEM and climate change to peace building and media, it offers a space where women from all walks of life can lead, learn, and lift others. At its heart, Women Ascension isn't just about leadership, it's about belonging. It's about creating pathways for women to step into their potential while staying grounded in empathy, collaboration, and service. Women Ascension's 1 Million Leadership Program 2030 is a visionary global initiative aimed to cultivate inclusive, ethical, and trauma informed leadership across sectors of healthcare, education, science, policy, and community development, with a vision to empower 1 million women, youth leaders, and change makers by the year 2030, with the tool to lead with empathy, resilience, and impact, aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. The unique feature of 1 million leadership fellowship program is the fellows rotates to department, thus gaining hands-on experience in advocacy, digital literacy, policy, and storytelling, with strongly aligning with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, especially gender equality, education, climate resilience, and peace. The fellows also receive mentorship and community support, thus leading with integrity and vision. This program does not promise instant success. Instead, it offers something more meaningful: the tool to recognize opportunity, the courage to act, and the wisdom to serve. Women Ascension's Community Outreach Department is a department where leadership meets lived experience. It is a space for fellows to co create initiatives that respond to real needs, whether it's addressing gender based violence, promoting health equity, or amplifying local voices through storytelling. This department is led by passionate coordinators and supported by Dr. Maheen, the founder and CEO of Women Ascension, Ms. Tahmina, the executive assistant of Women Ascension, Ms. Zoha, the respective head of the department, and Ms. Kanvi, the assistant head. This program is grounded in trust, dialogue, and cultural sensitivity. It's not about imposing solutions, it's about listening deeply, building together, and honoring the wisdom within communities. Together, these programs reflect a simple yet powerful truth: leadership is not a title, it's a responsibility. Women Ascension invites each fellow to lead with humility, to learn with openness, and to serve with purpose. Today's panel features remarkable women and men from diverse backgrounds who will share their personal narratives of challenges, growth, and hope. Through their stories, we aim to foster emotional resilience, amplify silenced voices, and inspire pathway to justice and connection. Whether you are here as a listener, a learner, or a fellow storyteller, your presence contributes to a shared commitment to honor vulnerability, celebrate strength, and build communities where healing is possible. Let us begin. Let us begin this session with open heart and collective intention to listen deeply, support generously, and rise together. Without any further delay, I would like to introduce our first speaker of this panel talk, Ms. Ateeiba. Ms. Ateeiba is a graduate student in epidemiology and public health and is also a fellow of Community Outreach Department. Beyond her academic journey, her life has written a very personal chapter for her, one that taught her about losses, resilience, and choosing self every single day. Today, she will be sharing a story on the title Raising Through Loss, Choosing Myself Every Day. Mr. Tiba, we are pleased to have you here, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Miss Kanvi. I'm really pleased to share my story. It was definitely not easy to share such a personal story, but I think Women Ascension gave me very great opportunity and a very great platform to share. And I'm so grateful to Ma'am Maheen, you, Ma'am Tahmina, and Ma'am Zoha to give me the confidence and to provide me a very comfortable environment where I can share this. So I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, as Miss Khanvi already told, I am a postgraduate student in epidemiology and public health. And 5 years ago, I went through something that actually shattered me. I was starting my university, I was starting my bachelor's, and I lost my father. It was very sudden. And he was my best friend. Like, I did not even know that people make friends out when I had him. I used to share everything with him, how my day was at college, all my problems, all my happinesses and everything. And he was gone, like in in an instant. It was very sudden. And I And everyone kept telling me that I'm very strong. And due to that, I was not able to process the loss. I took this upon me that I am strong and I cannot show the emotions, but the loss has done to me. Fast forward, my mother got ill. It was very sudden, and that left a very drastic effect on her health. And she got ill, like she got chronically ill. And then we got busy with her, the hospital appointments, doctors, anywhere I could take her. And in that whole process, I forgot how to process the grief, and no one was there to actually tell me, or you can say, teach me how to process the loss, which was not very helpful. I got very worse insomnia. I got very bad sleep issues. I lost my focus. It was very hard for me to focus in my studies, especially because it was my university starting days. And then somehow my mother, she was doing fine, and we were totally focused on her, on how to improve her health, because definitely losing my baba, it made you sensitive in a way you cannot imagine. So I thought, no, I would not let anything happen to my mom. I would do anything to keep her. And we did try. We took multiple treatments, we went to multiple doctors and everything. But then and she was actually doing fine. She just got better, and we were happy, and we were like, oh no, she's fine, and we will she will take medicine and she will be fine for life, right? And then suddenly her blood pressure got drastically low, and she was gone. Like within 24 hours, she was just not here. And that, I would not say, and this time it was different, to be very honest. Since she was not doing fine and she was ill, she kind of knew, I think, because she would always tell me on how to do things without her. She would always tell me how to navigate life without her. And I would always say, stop saying this and you will be here. But she actually got us ready, because maybe she knew that she will not be here. But still, it was very hard. And but the different thing I did this time was I processed the loss. I did not tell myself that I'm brave. I'm very brave, that it's all right if this happened, that this is life. I tried my best to process the loss. I tried to grieve. I openly admitted that I miss her. I openly admitted that not having her in my life is a void that cannot be filled. And then suddenly, when she was gone, so many things changed. Now it was not just studies that I need to focus on, it was life. It was everything. It was home. It was my younger brothers, taking care of them and everything. And suddenly I got so busy in that it became overwhelming. I wanted to perfect everything, to show people that I am strong enough to do this. And I actually tried to do everything. I tried to manage home, I tried to manage university, the chores, everything, the groceries, any possible thing. But I think at one point it became so overwhelming. And in and then I started taking therapy. I started taking lessons on how to manage myself. And I realized that I am going too hard on myself. I wanted everything to go, fine to manage everything, to handle everything. But I realized that by doing that, I was going too hard on myself, and it was very overwhelming actually. So one day I just gave up. Like I left everything and I gave myself the time to accept that it is hard. And that actually shifted. That actually shifted my mood. That actually shifted the fact that I do not have to hold everything together. I am a very private person. I cannot share how I feel about certain things. So since I was not very open and my best friend was my father, and since he was gone, I was not able to share what I actually feel. So what I did, I started journaling and it massively helped. I try to write down what I feel, especially on the overwhelming days. Some days they are very good. You do good, you manage everything, I don't know if I should say you feel happy, but at least you feel content and you feel like doing things. But some days they are so overwhelming. You don't want to do anything. You just cannot process the fact that the people who loved you the most, who cherished you the most, are gone. So I gave myself time and I allowed myself to actually process that, to actually feel that yes, they are gone and it hurts me rather than just, always telling me myself that, oh, I'm brave, I can handle this. And then I did not try to fix everything. If there are some things I cannot do, I accepted that there are some things that I cannot do. I need time for them. I need time to learn them. I need time to actually embrace them. And that really helped. Even still, even now, some days are very good. Some days are very bad. Yesterday I had a very bad day. I was very overwhelmed, and but today when I woke up in the morning, I made this habit like for past 2 months that I would wake up and I would tell myself that I am choosing myself. I am fine with the way I feel. I'm fine if I'm feeling low and if I'm not delivering as I should, because it's all right. And that actually helped. And I'm actually grateful to the Women Ascension. I joined Women Ascension 4 years, 4 months ago, and you guys had this uh, a session on mental health, and by taking those lectures, that actually helped. The lectures on resilience, the lectures on how to cope, things that really helped. So I'm definitely grateful to Women Ascension for that as well. And other than that, I started embracing imperfection. I learned to accept that there are certain things that are not in my capacity, and I do not have to capacitate myself to do them. It's all right if I want to take time. And I realized that in this whole process that nobody actually teaches how to embrace grief. Grief is such a weird phenomena. You could be laughing and crying, and it would suddenly hit you, and you would not anything in the world can make you feel better. And before I used to like, when I used to be like this way, I would say, no, I will ruin other people's moment. I would ruin their good day if I would, and I would keep going on, and I would not express that, and I would not embrace that. But uh, I think um, we my nervous system, it kind of gave up and it did not facilitated me anymore. So I had to take things slow, but it was very good. Taking things slow, embracing the fact that it actually hurts me so much that they are gone. So yeah. And then obviously faith has been a very consistent part of this journey. and having faith actually helps. It helps you to not go insane. It helps you to grab the fact that even if they're gone, it was because it has to happen. And I think faith actually helps in embracing the fact that this is how life happens, that this is life. We all are destined to die. And the good thing, and in all this process, I realized that we all die, but the most important thing is what we leave behind. I mean, I lost my parents at such a young age, which is very hard, which is very drastic. But at the same time, I am very grateful that I have good memories of my parents, that I am missing them in a good way, that they were such supportive parents that I am missing them in a good way, which is definitely a, a thing I'm really grateful for. And then in this whole process, I realized that grief is not linear. It's not like you will mourn them, you will mourn your loss for a few days, and then you will go about your life and things would start happening and you would not. It's actually a very steep path. It's actually some days you feel like you would feel so passionate, you would feel so peaceful, you would feel so energetic, but some days they would just drain you. Like, and those days they would drain you, and for them to drain you, does it does not mean something massive has to happen and it will drain you. It would be just days, like regular days, and you would just feel low. So uh, I think it is very important to feel every emotion, especially when going through grief. It's very important to embrace every emotion rather than just shutting them down and saying, no, I'm very brave, I can handle this. I think it's important to actually embrace the fact that, yes, I am angry. Sometimes I get frustrated, and obviously, acceptance does help. Acceptance always helps. But acceptance should be in a way that I accept that they are gone, but I also accept that it is extremely hard on me. So I really want everyone to know that don't go too hard on yourselves, especially in the moments of grief. We want to hold everything together. We don't want to show that we are weak, and for that we shut our emotions, which should not be a way to cope grief. And these losses, I don't know how many people, God knows how many people go through this every day. And but I know myself. And I used to say that, oh, I'm not, like, I got lagged in my studies at some point, and I was like, I am such a failure. Look, there are people who are doing very good and they are exceptional. But I realized that I do not know their story and they do not know my story. What I am coping with is my story, and I need to give importance to that as well, rather than just saying, oh, I'm such a failure, and they are just doing amazing. You do not know what they went through, but you know what you went through. So you need to accept that, and you need to give yourself the time, and you should give yourself time and accept the fact that it's alright to lag behind in some things, because maybe you're using your energy at another front, and you need to give yourself credit for that. So this is what I would say, that when we get too overwhelmed with things, we should start with one day. We should just one day you should wake up and you should accept that this is the thing that's actually hurting me, or this is the thing that's overwhelming for me, rather than just, ignoring it. Oh, I'm being such a baby to feel this and to feel that. Just accept that. Accepting that this thing hurts me is is such an amazing emotion, because I think when I accepted that it's taking a really big toll on me, it calmed my nervous system. It kind of helped me. It helped me to actually embrace the grief, the loss. And when I just accepted that it is hard, I realized that now I am able to feel the pain. Now I am able to process that. So please, we often, definitely friends and family, they play a very important role. And I'm actually blessed with very great family and friends, and they helped. But I think in this whole process, we and everyone around us is definitely trying to help us, and they're saying that you're strong and that you can take this and this. And when we hear this, we actually forget for a moment how to feel. We If everyone around us is saying yes, you are brave, we accept that, and we want to pastor ourselves with the strongness. But real strongness is accepting the emotions. And thank you so much for listening. And I actually am feeling great to share my story. I don't know if it will inspire many of you or not, but I would say that please don't go too hard on yourself by thinking that you are strong and that you need to handle this. It's all right to feel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Ateeiba. Uh, and it is like of great courage that you have shared your personal story and reviving every moment here. And I really appreciate that you have faced the same situation twice, but your action towards that was different. And yes, putting yourself first is a very important thing, and journaling do wonders. And I'm sure that many of the participants would be going through the recording and the live also. And at some point of time, they will be using this, not for only this specific situation or anything, to win back their themselves back and the resilience. Thank you a lot, Mr. Tiba, for having this courage to share your story, which is very personal to you on the stage. Now, I would like to call our second speaker of the day, Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila is a proud Zimbabwean dedicated to empowering communities. She is passionate about mental health, healing, and supporting individuals through personal transformation. She believes in the power of compassion, resilience, and community upliftment. She serves as a compassionate and faith driven counselor specializing in sexual abuse, trauma and grief, dysfunctional families, premarital counseling. And she offers spiritual support and guidance to individuals in need of emotional and spiritual care. She is a speaker of life lived experiences, and today she will be sharing her reflection on the transition from victimhood to survivorship. Miss Sheila, the stage is all yours. Thank you for taking the initiative to sharing your story with us.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kanvi. Am I audible?
Yes, Miss Sheila, you are clearly audible.
Okay, may Miss Zoha share my first slide
Sure,
when
dear.
I'm speaking? Okay,
Yes.
okay. I will start. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone around the globe here present on Zoom and YouTube Live. My name, once again, is Bongile Sheila Ali. I am a certified international chaplain and a compassionate and faith-driven counselor. I'm also a speaker of life-lived experiences. I am also part of this amazing initiative by Women Ascension in the Community Outreach Department, 1 Million Leadership 2030. Today, I'm honored to share my healing journey, a journey from victimhood to survivorship, and now to victory. I would like to thank once again Women Ascension for giving me this opportunity to share my sensitive story to people all over the world. Gender-based violence remains a silent pandemic affecting the mental, emotional, and spiritual being of countless women and girls. Many times we understand the definitions, but we do not always see how deeply these experiences shape the decisions, relationships, and identities of survivors. My story is a reflection of that journey. My trauma began very early, when I was 5 years old, while living in Malawi. I was sexually abused by a male house help. I told my mother, and he was removed from our home. Shortly after, my mother sent me and my sister to Zimbabwe to live with our grandmother until our parents relocated. I thought life had moved on, but the trauma stayed buried inside me. It was only much later that I realized how deeply that childhood abuse affected me. In my first marriage, fear overwhelmed me. I struggled with intimacy, and my body would tense up every time I thought of having sex. I did not understand that it was trauma speaking from my childhood. My husband, eventually sent me back home for help. Help I never received. In my late 20s, I finally started experiencing normal affection, but life brought new storms. I experienced a miscarriage at 6.5 months. Later, my husband became physically abusive, and I made the decision to leave. In my second marriage, I miscarried 5 times, each time at the same age, at the same stage, and all were boys. So you can imagine miscarrying at the same stage, and all the babies were boys. Eventually, God blessed me with a full-term, healthy baby boy who is now 25 years old. And when I was carrying him, at first I thought it was a baby girl. Then came another life-changing moment. In 2003, my husband became very ill, and I tested HIV positive. I was devastated, angry, hurt, bitter. I could not accept it, and I struggled to adhere to my medication. I was later referred to a clinical counselor who helped me begin the path toward acceptance. Forgiveness took time, years, but I longed for inner peace and healing. That longing helped me forgive myself and my husband. He passed away in 2019. Today, at 52 years old, I am grateful to God. I am alive, healthy, and my viral load is undetectable. But my journey did not end there. At the age of 41, I discovered that the man I believed was my biological father was not. I learned that one planted and another watered, and everyone knew except me. The rejection, the reproach, the confusion, everything suddenly made sense. The emotional wounds resurfaced, and I had to rebuild my identity again. For many years, I lived unknowingly in a victim identity, a mindset shaped by trauma, silence, and survival. Shifting into survivorship demanded deep work and painful honesty. Unfortunately, our systems mostly focus on protecting victims with very little emphasis on long-term rehabilitation. As a result, many survivors continue carrying invisible scars, remain vulnerable to re-traumatization, or unconsciously normalize abuse. Through my healing journey, I have learned that rehabilitation is not optional. It is actually essential. Childhood sexual abuse affects every area of life: attachment and relationships, emotional regulation, the ability to trust, self concept, and even the biology of the brain. Trauma changes the way the mind and body experience pleasure, safety, and control. Without therapy, without support, those changes can follow us for decades. My healing came through extensive trauma therapy, through relearning trust and intimacy, and through my unwavering faith in God. My daily spiritual routines became my anchor. Over time, I found my voice again. And today I stand here speaking, not as a victim, not even just as a survivor, but as a victorious woman. As we reflect on gender-based violence and childhood trauma, I want to emphasize this. Every interaction with a survivor is an opportunity to guide them towards long-term safety, stability, and wholeness. We must employ trauma-informed care that honors their agency, empowers their choices, and nurtures their resilience. My journey has taught me that healing is possible, restoration is possible, and transformation is possible. Today, I share my story with confidence, not from a place of pain, but from a place of purpose. My daily morning rituals have helped me. What I do every day, daily, sometimes I skip, I'm not consistent sometimes. Number one, I do devotion. Prayer makes my day to be fruitful and be in a way that pleases God. And number two, affirmations and playing music. I always say to myself, I am grateful for the gift of life. I always say, sets a positive tone for the day. And I play music, and when I put on music, it makes me feel good. The mindfulness centers my thoughts and reduces stress. So most of the time, I play jazz, classical music. Number 3, I connect with my loved ones. Family and friends enhances my mood. I just contact them. Hello, how are you doing? I keep in touch. And fourthly, I wake up early morning, I bath and enjoy a healthy breakfast because health is important in this journey. It provides me with good energy to tackle the day. It also improves my concentration and productivity. I also plan my day. I outline my task and prioritize. It helps me stay focused and organized. And lastly, I also learn something new that stimulates my mind and inspires creativity. I would like to leave you with this, my favorite quote. It is from Anonymous. The greatest gift you can give others is courage to heal. And this has given me confidence for me to share this story, like I said, not from a place of pain, but from a place of purpose. I thank you. If there is anyone who wants to question, you can question, you can send your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sheila, for sharing your story. It was quite like I'm out of words. Like you have survived a lot, and I know there's no human being that could survive, but still you survived, and I really appreciate that you told that you are not just a survivor but a victorious person now, and you're even you have gone through it. You are healing yourself and you're healing others also, so that is really appreciable, and it takes quite guts to share your story like among many people, and I'm really grateful that you did it, and on behalf of whole Women Ascension, I'm really grateful for that thing. And since we are like our the rest of the two speakers are not able to connect due to the technical difficulties they are facing, but we really appreciate that they were there with us to share their stories. And now I would like to thank especially our today's two speakers because they do deserve it. And I would personally thank them on behalf of Women Ascension. Thank you, Ms. Ateeiba, for sharing such a deeply personal and powerful story with us today. Your courage in opening up about your journey through grief and loss after losing both parents at such a young age is truly inspiring. Your message about the importance of processing emotions rather than simply trying to appear strong resonates deeply. You have shown us that the real strength lies in accepting our feelings, embracing imperfections, and giving others permission to take time to heal. Your insights about grief not being linear and the value of journaling as a coping mechanism will undoubtedly help many of our participants who may be facing similar challenges. The way you have transformed your pain into wisdom and your willingness to share these vulnerable moments demonstrate the true spirit of woman, supporting and uplifting each other through your shared experience. Your journey from overwhelming grief to finding ways to cope and choose yourself every morning is a testimony to human resilience. We are grateful that you found support through Women Ascension's mental health series, and now you are paving that way forward by sharing your story here today with our global community. Your reminder that we should not compare our struggles to others because we don't know their stories is particularly valuable. Thank you for showing up, that it's okay not to be okay, and that healing is a process that deserves patience and self compassion. Your story will certainly inspire many participants to embrace their own emotions and begin their own healing journey. And now I would like to thank our second speaker for today. Thank you, Ms. Sheila, for sharing your deeply personal and powerful journey with us today. Your story demonstrates remarkable courage from facing a HIV diagnosis in 2003 to discovering painful family truths to confronting childhood sexual abuse. What stands out most is your transformation from victim to survivor to victorious woman. Your message about the critical importance of long-time rehabilitation and trauma-informed care is invaluable. You have shown us that healing is indeed possible through trauma therapy, rebuilding trust and intimacy, and maintaining unwavering faith. Your emphasis that every interaction with the survivor is an opportunity to guide them towards safety, stability, and wholesome will resonate with everyone. You stand at 52. You stood before us, not speaking just about pain, but from purpose. Your journey from devastating to restoration serves as a beacon of hope for others facing similar challenges. Thank you for using your voice to advocate for comprehensive support systems and for proving that transformation is possible. Your story will undoubtedly inspire and guide others on their own paths to healing. Thank you so much, both of the speakers. We are really fortunate that we were able to share your story and get inspired. And the only message that I would like to convey is that make sure that you put yourself first. It's okay to heal others, but I must say that you can heal others, but there will be a time that you will be getting exhausted, and that would make things worse. So please, since we are almost at the end of our fellowship program, and I'm really proud of the fellows, the work they have done in spite of all the challenges they face, and make sure that you have to put yourself first. Each 5 minutes a day for your journaling and having a faith in yourself and having a time with your loved ones. These are the mandate things that you should do, and they should be forever non-negotiable. And make sure to remind yourself that you're worth the care, the love, the belonging you give to others. You deserve it first too. So make sure that you love yourself and others as well. And I would also like to thank, since we are at the end of our mentorship sessions for the Women Ascension's 1 Minute Leadership Fellowship Program for the Department of Community Outreach. I would really appreciate the unwavering efforts, help, guidance of Dr. Maheen, the founder and the CEO of Women Ascension, and Dr. Ms. Tahmina, the executive assistant who has been working day and night in spite of all difficulties and coordinating, and obviously Ms. Zoha for helping out and guiding me so long. And I would also appreciate the efforts of each of the fellows that they tried their best. And I would really like you all to reflect on your journey, learn about your shortcomings, work on them, and keep this hard work going on. And of course, whole of the participants for being there throughout the journey, either through live sessions or recorded. And thank you for your patience. And I hope, since we are ending this session on a very good note, like you should help and the people in the case of mental health series, the hygiene thing and everything. But make sure that you don't forget yours. Keep yourself first and the rest will follow. Thank you so much for joining in, and hopefully we'll see you soon in another session in another way is somehow. Thank you everyone for joining in.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a nice time.
Thank you so much.